Welcome to Best Roller, home of the high rollers, and I got a special guest with me.
What's up, y'all? It's Dawnshae.
For sure, for sure. So, Dawnshae, tell me where you from and what's your nationality?
I'm originally from Mooresville, North Carolina, and I am African American.
Describe growing up in North Carolina and your upbringing.
Uh, I would say it's country. You know, not much to do. You kind of find stuff to do. I grew up stealing bikes with my brother, so that was kind of lit. But overall, it was good, but boring.
Boring.
Yeah,
Everybody that like hear of North Carolina, they always say it's boring. Why is that?
it is. It is. I don't know. I'm like 30 minutes from Charlotte, so I have to go to Charlotte to actually have fun.
Hmm. Okay,
Mhm.
I feel you. It's like for here in Florida, it's like Tallahassee. Tallahassee people either go to Orlando or they go
Mhm.
to Georgia to have fun type shit.
Yeah.
Cause they don't got no beaches, so they gotta go somewhere.
Right. But I love Florida though. Florida is pretty nice.
Yeah. When's the last time you been to Florida?
Actually, 2 months ago, I went to Orlando.
Oh yeah, for like Disney or some shit.
No, kind of like a vacation, but it didn't turn out too good. But I enjoyed myself.
Damn, what happened?
I think I just people have ill will intentions. Like I thought I was going on a vacation, to experience with the opposite sex, and
Mm-hmm.
without sex.
Mm-hmm.
But people have intentions, and I know to study a person before I go all the way to Orlando with him the next time.
True. He was on some bullshit.
Yeah, I mean he still kept his word. He still paid for my food and stuff like that, but I could still see the tension of not getting what he wanted. So
He was acting standoffish type shit.
yeah, and we went out places, and he was like extra thirsty. It seemed like it was on purpose. So it didn't bother me. No, we're not together, but require a level of respect. But people do what they want to do.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Are you and your family close or y'all sometimes?
We're pretty close for the most part. We meet up like every Sunday, and we like cook, overly cook, and we just sit around, roast each other. We'll play games and stuff like that. But and argue. That's a gift that we all were blessed with, except for me. I don't really like to argue,
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll argue about something. So yeah.
You know that's missing nowadays. Just like get together, like family get togethers.
Right.
There's a lot of broken families. You feel me?
Yeah, I think we make a point to, no matter what, like if our aunt made us mad, we'll just go outside for a couple hours. Then by the time we come back in, it's still a loving environment.
Yeah, that's missing. That's missing nowadays for sure.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of families, like certain people of the family, just disappear. Won't even see
Right.
them again, type shit. But that stems from like toxic either fathers or mothers. So you
Right.
know what I'm saying. But you feel me? Down, leaving their ass in the dust, type shit.
Mm-hmm. I do agree with some parts of, loving people from a distance because, can't help who you can to, but, there's certain people who you just can't deal with. You love them, but, you might have a heart of changing and, fixing yourself, but then, they've been like this for years and they don't see a turning point. So I do think that you can, distance yourself without being hateful.
So you say like you should go away to find clarity and then come back. That's,
Um, Not even go away, just take a time. Like, I said we meet up every Sunday. And, I said we always end up like in an argument. Like maybe you should skip a Sunday just to, take that time for yourself and, do something for you. And then maybe next Sunday it'll be different. But I'm talking about I have, certain family members where I love, but I probably will, won't even contact them again. But, I love them.
mm-hmm.
So it's hard to say, and that seems weird, but after you done did weird stuff to me over and over, and it seems like it's not a mistake, it's more of a choice. I don't force myself to be around family like
I feel that. I feel that. Everybody get cut off, no matter if you family or not.
that. Yeah, it's a gift for me because I mean I value myself differently. So if I'm giving you respect, that's what I require.
That's real. No, that's real. That's real. What keeps you centered and focused?
God,
Mm.
I mean, there's no other explanation. It's been times where I completely, lost my mind. Like literally, like I felt the feeling of losing my mind and the power of prayer and belief that He's turning that situation around, whether you can see it or not. I'm living proof today. So I've been through a lot of hurt in my past, and I even had thoughts of not being here, but I'm here today by the grace of God. So,
what's your sign?
huh?
What's your sign?
I'm a child of God.
That's real.
I don't believe in horoscopes. I believe they're man-made, and we so quick to say, "Oh, Leo, Virgo." I would technically, for the world standard, I would be labeled a Virgo, but
okay.
I don't attach myself to that. I feel like I am all that God says I am. So,
I'm a Virgo too. So I feel you. So I feel you. So I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
But I don't really like dive too deep into it. You know what I'm saying? I don't really. I don't read the horoscope. I don't do none of that. But I am like, when I do read it, and it's certain people that certain sign, they actually do act like that in a way.
Yeah, like I can agree with some stuff, like when it says, like we love hard, but our temper is on another level. That's a very true statement.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
very true, but that don't mean that I'm a Virgo. I feel like if you push anybody button the wrong way, you're gonna see a side that you never seen. So
you think you're a professionalist, or like you pay close, keen attention to detail?
Yeah, like I'm very organized type person. Like I like for things to be in the place that I want. Like I don't like for things to look out of place. Like if I have somewhere for my perfume or like earrings, like it has a place. And I know that something is out of place just by looking at it, because everything has its place.
For sure, that's a fact. I'm the same way. I swear to God, I'm the same way.
I like perfection. It gotta look like it.
It's a madness, but it's a method to it. For sure.
For real.
For sure. What's your definition of art?
That's I've never been asked that before. Art is really what you make it to be. That's the best way I can say it. I mean, I cut hair also for a living.
You cut hair?
Yeah, I cut men's hair for a living. Outside of making music, I only started making music this year. I've always had a way with words. Putting it to the beat. I'm musically inclined, but outside of music, I've been cutting hair for 10 years, and I've never been to barber school or any type of practice. God literally taught me for 10 years, and I have faithful clients right now.
So what drove you into, like, what started you off cutting hair?
Living with my sister, I had a nephew, I have a nephew. She was dating, the father at that time, and then, they split, pettiness gets involved where people don't do what they usually do if they were together. And I lived with my sister, and I saw a nappy head every day. And I don't know where the clippers came about. Like, I really don't. I think my brother had them, or either my sister, she used to do her own hair, and she had clippers laying around. And I spent many years pushing his line back until, I got the hang of it. But she was appreciative that he had, like, somewhat of a haircut. But, yeah, right now, he's still one of my, faithful clients. He try to get a haircut every 2 days, but it ain't going. I'm not going for that.
That's good though.
Yeah.
I always wanted to try to like do barber shit. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I could do the line. I could line a bill nicely, sharp. It's just the haircuts. I don't know how to do a fade. I don't know how to do none of that.
It takes time, and I watch many videos. I wouldn't say I haven't watched videos. I watch videos nonstop, and they show you the step by step of each guard and what is the lowest to the highest. I had to learn that. I say that I am better at fading now, but my line, please,
Crispy.
crispy. I'm telling you.
Crispy. So, what drove you to become an artist?
This was really unplanned. Like I didn't know that I wanted to make music. Like I did not know. I mean, I've always loved music. Don't get me wrong, but I started off just writing. I've been writing since a little girl without the music. And people always tell me like you have a way with your words or whatever. So I don't try to write books and all of that. Never fell through or whatever. So this year, I like trying new stuff. I done went from barber to being. I used to make clothing called Peer Pressure. I just try things. Like nothing is too hard for me. I feel like if you try it, then you can become good at it. And I wrote my first song, and I didn't hesitate. I just went straight to the studio. Like I do this, like
Yeah.
do it. And even the person in the studio, he said, for this to be your first time, you seem like you know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And I took heed to that, and I wrote my next song, and the next song I felt like it was better. But the words, people like they really love the way that I put things together, like the analogy of it to make you understand what I'm saying. They love that part, and I guess the aggressiveness. Like I've always been like a tomboy, so softness is on the very edge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like talking about junk. Like that's just what I like.
Just talk what you know and good.
Yeah, like I'm not lying in my rap. Like none. I might have a dream that you hear in one line, but where I'm talking junk, like that's really real.
As it should be,
Yeah.
You see all these rappers fabricating a lot of shit just to get a buzz.
Yeah.
They see that's the wave right now. So
right.
Having people, it kind of shadows people that's talking the real shit because everybody gonna think, oh, is it real or not? Type shit.
Right. And I feel like you can kind of tell, like with certain people.
Hell yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. I ain't gonna lie. So that song, "Pop My Shit."
Mm-hmm.
What was going through your head? What was your mindset?
I've always felt like growing up, people looked at me as the least likely. Whether they said it outwardly or just a gesture that they've given me over the years growing up. Like it was, I don't know, it was like a gesture. Like who do she think she is? Like if she did that or any ounce of confidence, it would feel weird around certain people because they would give off why is she confident. And I popped it anyway. I understand and I see every flaw that I have, but it didn't stop me from being confident. I'm gonna say that. So pop my ass. It was really I cuss, but I don't cuss. So I'm just really fabricating it. But pop my ass was really just me knowing who I am now. Like God shows me each and every day who I am and who I can be. So yeah, that was unapologetic. Like I didn't care who felt that way. Like that was real.
That's real.
So, yeah, just imagine growing up, and people just little gestures, little sayings that people say, even within family. Like I feel like it's mostly in family, not to be talking about family, but that's where it mainly came from. So when it comes to the outside world, they really can't knock me because I've already experienced it within my family.
Okay. Do you have a mixtape coming out?
Not a mixtape. I do got another single coming soon. I'm just trying the singles for right now until like I meet the right people that can teach me, how to go about things. This is new, so
sure.
just gonna keep popping out every time. I get more and more likes on the ones that I have out now. It's just motivating me to put out another one, and it's coming soon, very soon actually, probably within this month.
Okay. One thing, just don't let nobody not even critique your sound. Change your sound. Don't let nobody change you type shit.
Okay. Yeah, I believe I'm already starting in that area too. Because people say you should change your flow, and I really go to war with it. Because I said my sound is very different. I've never heard nobody speak like this on the beat. I'm not glorifying myself. It's just an awareness that I know I've never heard.
I feel that. Just hone into your sound. Once you got your sound, hone into your sound, and once you got your sound, that's when you can change it up if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Only if you want to. But we all want to do some shit different after a while because doing the same shit kind of gets boring.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like look up Basmadilo. If you know who that is, he got the same, not necessarily the same song, but he has a flow. You feel me?
Yeah, he do have a flow, but it sounds the same on every beat. I'm not trying to be funny. I think the same way about the baby. Now they can rap. I love the way that they rap. But it's the cadency that they bring on the beat that sounds familiar.
Where can people search your music up?
Say it again?
Where can people search your music up?
You can find my music on Apple Music. You can find it on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Spotify. Did I say Spotify already?
Yeah, you said Spotify.
You can use it on TikTok. You can use it on Instagram. Like it's an actual sound where you can use. It's on a lot of platforms, but Pandora, it's on a lot. I mean, the ones that I've named, them the ones I know for sure, but Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, them are the main ones right there.
What engine do you drop your music on? Like there's DistroKid, there's TuneCore, or you go to the actual website of Apple Music and Spotify? How you do it?
I get the last two beats are like off of YouTube, but I do have a engineer that puts the twist on the beat. I'm planning on letting the actual engineer do a whole beat for me, but starting off I did get my first two beats off YouTube.
Okay.
And then he put a spin on it to where it's not exactly the same.
Okay. So you just upload it directly to each place?
Yep.
The dedication. I like that. Before, like all this and stuff, were you insecure about anything?
Oh, yeah. For sure. I do. Do you know, like, this goes back to where I said, like, I could feel the reaction of people. Like, walking into a room and, you decided that day that you're going to be confident. And you walk into a room that's filled with family. Mm-hmm. And I'm a person of discernment. Like, nothing can get past me. Even if I try to ignore it, I've already seen it. You ain't even got to say nothing. I can just pick up on it. So, I dumbed down myself for years. If I felt like my confidence wasn't welcome in the room, I would shrink, like, kind of like a dork almost. Because, it's like, oh, I can't be myself or whatever. So I spent many years of being insecure and not knowing how to be me unapologetically. So, yeah, insecure was definitely a battle that I had to, face. And, it tries to creep back in every once in a while, but I'm a new person. Like, I'm growing every day, so it's hard to, to get me back in those childhood moments where, of course you can see already, I have more than one gap. A lot of people wouldn't be able to, rock it or whatever, or be confident. Now, I'm not saying that I just completely hate it, but I do desire to change it, but it's still not knocking my confidence, rather. So that was one one thing that I was insecure about in school. They had many jokes about gaps. Oh, gap this, gap that, and I would let that shut me up or whatever. And then I wore a size 10, so on a slim girl,
like. Oh Lord.
So I got a slab, got a few slabs on me.
You ever watch Proud Family?
Yes. Oh my goodness. But I mean, that type of stuff, I would probably laugh with somebody now. Like, I'm aware. That's why I said back then I wasn't able to accept who I am. Like, I wear a size 10. I'm still going to go to the shoe store and get a size 7 because that's my business. And I do what I want. I do what I want.
You gonna squeeze in the bitches.
Now I get boy shoes. So boy shoes run different. Okay. So like a boy in a size 7 is really a 10 women.
For sure, yeah.
So, but most people don't know that it just fit my foot differently, and they don't look as long. Women in 10s is so long. For sure. And I refuse to wear it. Like, I promise you.
I hear you. You wearing men's shoes, you got a lot of options.
Yeah, like I don't really pick women's shoes. Like when it comes, I'm a sneakerhead, so this is the most girliest shoe. I'm gonna show you. This is the most girliest shoe I ever had because I pick men's shoes because I just like the color schemes. And this is just a regular Puma, like pink. This is the girl. And it got glitter. That's the girliest shoe I ever had. Like, the rest of them, I'm going for the stuff that, the men wait in line for. Like, that's just, I like sneakers. Like,
There was, you remember Roshi runs, right?
Who?
Roshi runs.
Yeah, I remember those.
So, you know how they had all the colorways for men type shit. Mm-hmm. But they had this one colorway that was so hard. Mm-hmm. It was like the Paris KDs, if you remember those. Mm-hmm. So they looked just like them, but they was only for women. I was like, fuck.
Would have got them.
Man, listen, I tried to go get my size in women. You feel me? I tried, but you feel me? My feet too big, so women don't run that big, so
right.
So I couldn't even get them. But them bitches were so tough.
Yeah, I know you was hot.
Man, listen. So, what was the sequence of events that brought up that confidence? Like, what was that trigger point, other than what you said about in school?
Well, I ain't gonna even say that it ended within school. Like, I am 28 now. I didn't start walking with confidence till I was about, I'd say 25. And it was just the beginning stages. And a lot of this that I'm saying, the outbring of it was God. Mm-hmm. It was no other person because, people, I realized the people that I thought that were so overly confident, they're great actors. People can act confident, but those that ain't got to really say much or they ain't got to talk about nobody, that's true confidence to me. Because you don't have to knock down the next person to feel, superior. If you're superior, that's just what you are. So, I started to pay attention to my surroundings. God allowed me to see who I was surrounded by. And I could just, pick up on the things like we go into a store. Like if I'm going into the store, I'm going to shop. Mm-hmm. I ain't going to see if that girl got ashy ankles or anything. Like I'm not looking for that. Like I don't care. So, the people I was around, they were just, that's what they would go for. I mean, of course they're going to shop, but they're paying attention to other people. It was like a comparison thing. I don't compare myself to nobody. I'm one-on-one. I said it in my song. Like I don't think I'm better than nobody. I don't think that I am the best looking, but I ain't no slack either. But that's just how I think. So yeah, just paying attention to them, and then when I see their level of confidence, that's what allowed me to come up a level because I don't have to knock down nobody. I never have. So, and I'm humble. Like, I don't care how you look or whatever. Like, I'm going to be nice. Like, I'm not going to, tap somebody's leg. Like, look. I'm not going to do none of that. Like, that's insecure. Mm-hmm. And you can be the prettiest woman on earth. And if you do stuff like that, I know that your confidence is not there. I feel like my neck long on this camera now. That's another one. That's another one. Real long on this camera. I need to turn back or something.
Shit. Giraffe neck.
Yes, sir.
You talked about your clothing brand, right? So
your what?
Your clothing brand.
No, not really. I think I mentioned it on my own, but
no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you mentioned it. Okay. The one on Instagram where it said "Born Rich," is that like a reinvented version of it, or that's just one of your products?
That's just different. You know, I don't know. That was random. I came up with that out of nowhere, and I don't know what that was birthed out of. Like, I really don't, but I liked it. I like what it said. Like, we really are born rich. If we are made up in God's image, God is rich, and we're born rich. That's the only explanation that I can really say about that. But I had a different. You probably didn't get to see it. Born rich was just stuff that I wore for myself.
I only seen Born Rich, I believe.
Okay. Well, yeah. I probably should have gave you my regular account too, so you can see like the cuts and peer pressure clothing.
Okay. Talk about your peer pressure, like how that started about.
I just think I wanted to make money. Like I'm a true born hustler. Like I find ways to make money. Like I don't think I'll ever be broke because I know how to, make nothing out of something. So I just randomly went to the store and I got the press machine and I started off with the, ordering offline Amazon and getting like the pre-cut letters that's already where you can fill them off and all you gotta do is burn them onto a shirt. I started that way, but then, I got a lot of backlash because those letters would eventually, come off after a few washes. So I'd be like, y'all, whatever. I wasn't good in my mind. So I really didn't care that they came off as long as I got paid. But, I had to come up a level. So I ended up getting the machine is called a pre-cut cutter. And, this is where you use vinyl or iron on and this don't come off. Like, no matter how many times you wash it, it don't come off. So I started doing that and, selling shirts, tie-dye shirts, hoodies, jogger sets, and that went well for me for a little minute, but I think I got discouraged in that area and I kind of let it go. So that's why I say if you want to do something in life, you got to make sure you enjoy it, so that when you do it each time, you get joy, and you're not just making it; it's a joy to make it. And that's how I feel about cutting hair. That's how I feel about music. Music is a little more challenging, but I love making it. Just to hear the process and the feeling of almost being done with a song. That's a different feeling.
For sure. Other than your barber artistry and your clothing brand, what other business ventures you had ideas on?
Cleaning up. I am a good cleaner. Like I can clean something. Like I can make a disaster look great. Like I just know how to, I love carpet cleaning. That's something I don't know. It's weird, but
carpet cleaning, that's hard.
Yeah.
That's
carpet
hard.
Cleaning, like I can make your floor look like with the lines in it, like how they do the grass. They make that pattern of the lines. I'm telling you, I can make that look like a carpet. I mean, what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Currently, how's your mental health? Where you at?
I would say I'm in a good space. And, the only reason of that is because, a good prayer life. When you don't worry. Like, I haven't had a 9 to 5 for maybe 2 years now. And, I cut hair, but I never know when I'm going to cut. And, don't come in, do not come in. But you just never know when you're going to have, income. I never know when income is going to come versus like, you work a 9 to just have that knowing in the back of your mind that you're going to get paid on Thursday or Friday.
Right.
But it's different from, you actually stepping out on faith and allowing God to bring you people each and every day. So, yeah, that right there, that was a battle or whatever. But, I don't worry. I don't really, I care about a lot, but I care less about a lot. Like, I don't let stuff bother me. Somebody acting funny, I feel like that's their personal issues. Like, I don't allow that to, disrupt my day. People, if I sense that people that I usually hang out with, they go in places and they don't invite me, it is what it is. I'm not supposed to be there. I just decipher what needs to be done, like, within the mind. Because a lot of people worry about this stuff, like, oh, well, she usually invite me, or, stuff like that. So, praying and, believing, that's what keeps me in a state of mind, like a sound mind, like, no worries. I don't care. Like, as long as it's me and God, I can really live on this earth with just me and him, honestly. Because he is, like, everything to me, so it don't matter what I go through.
So you say your faith is strong.
I can have 10 cents in my bank account and be happy.
Your faith strong.
Yeah, real strong. And I quit my job. I did not know that I was gonna, step out into cutting hair full time. I didn't know that. But then, God, I don't know if God told me to quit my job. I mean, I think he could say things like that, but I think it was in my own doing. I don't like working for people. I feel like I'm a boss, so I want to do as I, do what I want, basically. I mean, of course.
Make sure you say that shit with your chest.
Say again?
Make sure you say that with your chest. I'm a boss.
Yeah, I'm a boss. What you think this is? No, man, he trying to hype me up, but I am a boss or whatever. I'm a humble boss. Like, I still, to be a boss, you gotta have a level of integrity because, I have to keep my clippers clean. I ain't never been to school, so I had to learn things from different places. Nobody has ever came back to me and said, oh, I got these bumps from when you cut me and stuff like that. For me not to go to school and know the safety tips of everything, like I still, do my research as an independent person to know, how to, maneuver. And yeah, it's been working. I cut hair. I got my own prices. I don't change them. I can say this person is 35 and this person 50. I keep everything the same. Like, I don't cheat people out their money or nothing like that. So I feel like this goes a lot with, being a boss. Because you don't have to, I feel like God can trust you with that. If he can trust you with what you're doing on your own and he sees, like, the integrity, I feel like that's what keeps my clients coming. You see, I'm not lazy and I'm just cutting everybody hair without cleaning. I'm not doing none of that. I'm taking every precaution that I need to keep them coming. So,
where's your safe space?
Safe space in my room.
In your own domain.
Huh?
In your own domain.
Yeah, like with nobody around. Like it's a sense of happiness when I'm by myself and silence. No TV, no nothing. Just, I might scroll on my phone, but silence makes me happy these days. Like, I promise you.
Peace, basically.
Yeah, peace. I'm telling you, if I feel like you're coming against my peace, like, I will literally go to war with you and then jump right back into it. So.
Okay. So which one costs more, peace or war?
Say it again?
Which one costs more, peace or war?
I feel like peace costs more. Just because, it takes a lot to maintain it. Because, there are going to be people that don't have peace that you're going to encounter. And you got to know how to remain. So, if somebody can come and disrupt your peace, that's not true peace. That's why I say, like, losing a job, that will get rid of somebody's peace because they have that worry, like, how I'm going to pay my bills. And when I first started, like, I had the same mindset. But then when you have a level of faith and trust in God, you don't know where that money coming from. I done had people come up to me, strangers, and pay for certain things. And I'm like, I couldn't give credit to myself. The only one that I could thank is God. Because, like, who put that on that man's heart to come up behind me and pay for that? Like, that's not a coincidence. So once he showed me that, like, I released, trying to do things on my own. Because you're not doing nothing on your own. Whether you think you're getting up and going to a 9 to 5 every day, you're still not doing that on your own because he gave you the ability to walk, talk, pick up things, whatever your job consists of. God is all in there. So that's how I think. He's a powerful person, spirit. So yeah.
For sure. If every decision we make shapes our future, do we truly have freedom of choice?
See, this is another one where I gotta mention God. You do have freedom in God. I feel like God frees you of everything that you think that you may be bound with every day. Like some people may think they are bound with depression or suicidal thoughts. Like those things are not even of God. So you do have a choice. God gives us a choice whether we claim those things of the world or we believe what he believes for us and for our life. He did not, intend for us to be depressed or, lack, like poverty. Some people accept poverty. I don't. I don't care what line or what family, generational line I came from. I believe that I'm wealthy. And, I say it daily because it's what I believe. Whether, I don't see it yet, but I will. Like, I have that type of mindset. Like, I'm not going to accept any low vibrational or anything that is just, like, depression. Like, no. Like, if I have a sense of sadness, I'm going to pray. Because I know that's what's going to release. That's going to release that. He said, cast your cares, for he cares for me. So if it's a care, if I feel like I'm, coming with a sense of sadness or even mad, angry, I'm gonna release it because I don't want those things, and I don't have to take on those things if I don't want to. I think the greatest gift he gave us was choice. So no, you're completely free in God, and if you choose any other thing, then that's on you.
That's a fact. That's a fact. God is omniscient, so I always got to choose him. Me personally, I don't believe in church, but I believe in God. I believe in having a relationship with God. So we could be talking about, God right now, like how we doing it. This is church.
Right.
See what
we
I'm
are
saying?
The church.
Exactly. It takes us to make the church, not the building.
Right.
So.
Yes, that's a fact. That is a true fact.
That's a fact. Yeah. What role does suffering play in a human experience?
That's a good question. Elaborate. I don't know.
So, you know how everybody hurts and suffers and stuff? Like they always say, why me?
Mm-hmm.
That role right there, what does it play on the human experience? Does it help with character development? Does it destroy? What does it do?
Okay. I get what you're talking about. I feel like everybody has a story, everybody has a testimony. I feel like if you did not go through things, then you wouldn't need God. Like, say if everything was perfect, why would we need a God for? Like, so if you've been hurt before, I feel like it was purposeful. It was meant for you to be hurt because it was teaching you something. And if you never learn what it was teaching you, then you'll go through it over and over. And, you'll begin to blame God. But that's why he said, be vigilant, be sober, pay attention. Like, you might think of you losing your car, but you never know what was behind the scenes or who, gave you that car. Like, it's just a lot of things that you have to put in perspective when it comes to losing things. And some things is sent to make you stronger. Like, simply. Like, I went through church hurt, and this was like a family church. And I had to sit through them talking about me through a sermon. And you wouldn't think that, church people would be like this. That's of the world. But I had to go through that. And, I complained and I despised it at the moment. But it gave me a sense of character because no matter how they treated me, God taught me how to, still love them and, do good rather if I'm getting it or not. So that right there, I'm telling you, that's why I said I'm built for anything. Once I went through that, I knew that, anything could come. Because if my family could do that to me, then it wouldn't matter who did it. Like, I just know how to operate from here on out. Like, I used to always want to respond, like, yeah, I got something good to say back to them. But sometimes that's not even, what he's teaching you. He's teaching you, like, when he say turn the other cheek, that right there is a hard thing. Because I be wanting to slap some cheeks on the face. But, turn the other cheek, it gives you growth. It grows you. So I feel like if you're suffering in no matter what area, it's building you for something. And you will see, if you pay attention, you will see what it was preparing you for.
So would you say you understand emotions?
Yeah. Like, I begin to understand people. Like, if somebody treat me wrong, I understand people now. Like, I understand, like, people are raised differently. So you have to like get into different perspectives of, how people treat you. Am I on the right path or I'm speaking differently?
No, you good.
Okay, I was just saying, like, as far as more like their emotions or mine.
Yours.
Well, I try not to even operate in emotion. Like, even like as far as like a funeral, like I'm so in control of it. Like, I know the person has passed away, but I also know that they're going to a better place. Hopefully. So I have that mindset. When my grandpa died, I didn't cry. Not that it wasn't sad, but it was just like,
you have understanding.
Heaven is a better place than here. So why would I cry that he's going to a better place? So, like, a lot of people, I understand the people that are crying because, they're not where I am spiritually. So they, they might think, oh, if you do right in this lifetime, and if whoever passed go to heaven, and if you did right, you'll meet them again. You'll see them again. So you got to have that mindset. And then some people just don't know. Some people don't know God at all. That's why it's meant for me and you to, make sure that we're doing the duties of them knowing, who God is.
That's real. Can predestination and free will coexist?
That's a hard question. I don't think so, because you can have a free will of thinking you're going to do what you want to do, but when you're truly called by God, it don't matter where you try to go. You can go left. If he's meant for you to go right, then that's what you go, because it's predestined. Like, it got to go that way because that's how he ordered it for it to be. So you can make a lot of pit stops out of your free will. But, say if I'm pursuing music and, that's my free will or whatever. But what if he called me to minister? Regardless if I make as many songs as I want to, but in the due time and when he feel like I'm ready, ministry is what I will be. So he gives you a free will, but there's certain people that are called and chosen for his purpose. So yeah, I think it varies.
True. I agree with you that it can't coexist.
Right.
It's like oil to water. It'll sit on top of each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What is one question you always wanted to answer to?
Okay. Let me see how I'm gonna do the question. I always felt like my life was more challenging than everybody around me. Like, far as like the persecution that I've endured from child to now. And, I might have, I don't see everybody's persecution of what they go through or how they feel. But me on the outside looking in, I felt like I've had to endure more. But then again, it's not really a question for me anymore because I know that I'm chosen. So when you're chosen, you already are going to face more than others in your family when you're chosen. So, yeah, that would be a question like, why do I have to, endure more? Like I feel like that church situation that I mentioned, I feel like anybody in my family, if they had to be in that position, they would have folded. Because I faithfully went even when I knew what was to come. I knew that they were gonna say something to try to get me out of character. Of course in a clever way, they on the pulpit, they're still using God word, but they're still, getting that little piece of talking junk through it. Like you have to really pay attention to certain things when it came to that. But yeah, enduring things, I felt like it was unfair at times. But then again, when I seen what is it called? Once I seen the blessings, I feel like I have been blessed differently too. Because it was one year where I went on vacation almost every other month, and I didn't pay a dime. And nobody's in my family ever experienced that before. And I feel like it was a lot of jealousy. Like I said, they might not have said it, but I could feel it. And just being, it wasn't of me. Like it was just the favor of God on my life for the things that I've endured and that I've overcome. So I feel like God rewards you. So enduring things. That was my question.
Do you understand energy?
Mm-hmm.
So you could when you say, "Oh, I don't really not necessarily show emotion, but I understand it." Da da da. When you said that, that's like an energy thing as well, because energy doesn't disappear. So
yeah,
you know how to control
yeah.
that
Like I know
energy.
control me from getting mad or anything. Like I could be furious, and I know how to not show it. Like the whole entire side of my body, like when I get mad, it's like a jitter that be inside me. But to the outside world, they'll never know that I'm mad because I don't show it. And I feel like there's a sense of control that I have, and I didn't always have that. So yeah, like I can control it. It's become easy now because I feel like once you understand that everybody does not deserve, a reaction, you get to, absorb, that energy that you possess. You don't have to, spaz out. Like, especially when you understand that some people are just complete idiots. I do not give them what they want.
Right.
At all.
Okay. If you have nobody to go home to, and nobody hits you up at night or day, and you can do whatever you want, is that freedom or loneliness?
Say it one more time.
So if you have nobody to come home to, you could do whatever you want, and like nobody hits your phone, or you just get left completely alone. Is that freedom or loneliness?
Uh, to some people that would seem lonely, but like I said, me, I spend most of my time alone, so I wouldn't call that lonely. But I would call it freedom either. I don't know what I would call that.
There's a lot of mixed answers with that question. I think, me personally, I think it's freedom.
You think it's freedom?
Yeah, because you have nothing to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
You literally have nothing to worry about, and you have nothing to destroy your peace.
Mm-hmm.
Too long though, it can become loneliness, but that's
Right.
because you're not in tune with yourself. But at the same breath, humans need human interaction. So you see where like it's like a balance. I don't know. It's like a balance.
Yeah, I like the when you said say the three part again because one of them sound lonely, but the other two.
Nobody hits you up. You can do whatever you want, and you don't come home to nobody. You have nobody expecting you home.
Probably not coming home to nobody. That one could seem lonely.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Cause that deletes human interaction.
Yeah,
So
but that's why I said like I could be alone, and that's what most people can't be. So I don't that ain't lonely to me. It's actually peaceful.
For sure, for sure. Shit, you got any plugins? Shout outs? You got plugins, shout outs?
Shout out to God. That's the main one I want to say shout out to. Shout out to my old self because it's no longer living. This is the new me or whatever, and y'all gonna see me, go from glory to glory. Remember, this is Dawnshae. Whether it's on any platform, I'm meant to be a star. Yeah.
Say that with your chest. I appreciate you. Everything you do. You are the best. Keep going forward. Don't let nobody fuck with you, for real, for real. Keep God always first.